Good time, everyone. This is Ibrahim Biza Malam Baba from Achievers Bridge International Organization. Okay, so we are going to be discussing about three important things today. Okay, so one of it being school is not a bad idea. Okay, and then the second thing we're going to talk about is buying the future with the present, and then the third thing is going to be concept of no time. Okay, so follow it carefully. You will have a lot of things to gain out from this message. Okay, so coming to the first one, first of all, I will want to correct the general idea that most school of thought speak about, which is school is a scam. This statement generates a lot of arguments on daily basis. Majority of the people in the society have a wrong view about what school is. School according to English dictionary is an educational institution, meaning school is supposed to be a key that unlocks one's understanding to the aspects of life he or she wants to live. School is meant to give knowledge that will end up opening up one's mind to opportunities in life. So get this right. By the time one sees school in this point of view, he or she will have a focused mind, even if he or she passes through different stages of learning, such that effort will be tailored down from what is learned in school to achieve other important goals that such mindset will give birth to. Okay, so some people might not have gone to school or have dropped out of school, but have gotten access to the proper knowledge they need in order to achieve their set dreams, having approached life with the right mentality. But the point here is, even though they had not gotten access to formal education, but it still involved learning. That's one important point we should take note of, okay? Therefore, the fact that some people achieve their dreams without having passed through formal education does not still make school a scam. Okay? School only becomes a scam if one goes to school with the mindset that school will give him or her all the things needed in life. Such mindset only leaves one disappointed. There's not other truth about it, okay? Because school only gives you some of the things you need to make your dreams come true, but not everything you need. So as a result, such persons that go with this mindset that school will give me everything, or if I go to school, I'll become highly successful and the rest, they just end up preaching to others that school is a scam because they go with a different mentality that is very wrong and then come out with getting disappointed such that they will not get all the things they thought school could give them without them making an extra stretch. And consequently, it makes a lot of young people have a negative view about school, having had enough of such testimonies about school. Take note of this. Most great men that either decided not to go to school or dropped out of school intentionally or unintentionally had a bigger plan and vision to account for that. Notwithstanding, they also pursued knowledge from angle to angle to keep them in line with their dreams and vision. Yet, this still doesn't make school a scam. Unfortunately, many people use such great men as an excuse while they drop out of school due to carelessness, okay, without any tangible reason to account for their own coincidence. And you hear them saying things like, Bill Gates didn't go to school, Mark Zuckerberg didn't have PhD. They keep on giving excuses that is even that they are not even sure of. They keep on giving all sort of excuses to just mislead other people. So please, we should just take note of all these important points. And then let me give us a brief illustration of what school is. Okay? So it's just an illustration to make us understand and give us a right mentality about school. School is just like a key to a kitchen. Okay? By the time you use the key to open the kitchen now, let's assume now you have a key to a kitchen. And by the time you open the kitchen, you will have access to all the ingredients you need, e.g. Maggi, salt, flour, and all sort of cooking ingredients like that to prepare any kind of food you want. But if you have the key to the kitchen and you have the right mindset that opening the kitchen means getting opportunity to prepare any kind of food you want, then you will maximize that opportunity and have any kind of food you want, and you will be able to get all the kind of food you want by just getting that right mentality, by seeing the key as just an opportunity that will open up the kitchen for you to have access to other ingredients that will help you to put up things together to get the kind of food you want. But on the contrary, again, For someone that believes having a key to the kitchen means an automated access to ready-made dishes will definitely be disappointed after opening the kitchen and only to find Maggi, flour, maize and the rest. Such person will conclude that the key to that kitchen is a scam and may never have the courage to settle down and prepare whatever he or she may need. So such person may further disseminate such view that the key is a scam, while to other person with the right perspective, the key means a lot. So that's one of the things that you should understand about school. Okay? Just as the simple illustration above, that is the different perspective people have about school. If one go to school with the mindset that school will give him or her everything, there's a high chances of getting disappointed. But if one goes to school with the perspective that, okay, let's say it's been a part of process or attaining access to greater life and all sort of thoughts like that, then that person will have better view of life in general. But yet, whichever way, school is never a scam. So in conclusion to the issue of this school being a scam as other people wrongly say it, some people need to go to school in order to build their dreams, while others don't necessarily need to go to school to achieve their dreams. Okay? So whether others need it to achieve their dreams or they don't need it to achieve their dreams, school is important. School is very important. Okay? Therefore, always ask yourself this question: what is my aspiration? Because these are the major determinants of where you should decide and start making move as to your own dreams and your visions in life. Okay? So ask yourself, what is my aspiration? And then secondly, what is the necessary channel of achieving this? From there, one will have a clear view of the necessary decisions and action he or she needs to take. Okay? So that's that about school. Okay? And then the second thing we're going to talk about is buying the future with the present. As simple as this statement is very, very, very rich and is very important, such that it's going to be very, very essential in the sense that some people will sit down and reason out what they want to achieve in life and then start making a step at the present. If they actually listen to this and then take note of it and work with it. Okay? So as I've said earlier, just as school is now, school is just a key that can open up one's opportunity as one to opportunity. So let's assume now Mr. Japa is a forex trader that trade him for himself and for other people as well. Okay, so we are talking about buying the future with the present now. Okay, so let's just follow it carefully, understand it. So now let's now say Mr. Japa is a master trader in forex. Mr. Japa didn't just wake up one day and started trading forex like magic. He must have passed through a series of learning, through series of stages. Okay, so he must have as well spent a lot of time, money, energy trying to absorb enough knowledge and skill to attain his current status as a master trader. It must have started by him maybe seeing someone that does something similar to what he is currently doing, then admired to be such an exceptional trader. Okay, so if he had just stopped there, he would not have reached his current stage as a master trader. So for one to achieve great things in life, he or she need to act and then to program, then anticipate, rather than act to just react. Okay? What I mean by this is that when you want anything in life, act on it, program it, and then work on it as you anticipate the result you are looking for. You don't just sit down and make wishes and then expect it to happen. Okay? And then we should take note of this. If you want to achieve anything, first of all, forget about it and then use the time to acquire knowledge and skills on how to achieve it. You must definitely achieve it if you are consistent with your action. Okay? Okay, let me just give us a true life story of a friend. You'll understand what I mean by buying the future with the present. I know of a friend who saw his coursemate making a reasonable amount of money from graphic designs then in school. Okay, then he always wished he could make some graphic designs so he could make money too, even though he was a student. He kept on wishing he could make such a reasonable amount of money from such until he told me about the situation one day. The first thing I advised him to do was to first of all forget about making money from graphic design, then focus on how he can learn how he can learn to design graphics. Okay, so then from there he should then target his NYSC period to start benefiting from the knowledge he will be investing his time in currently. By then, he was approximately about 2 years or maybe few months, maybe 1 year, and then with some months to his graduation as an undergraduate student. He then picked up the challenge and started learning graphic design, bearing in mind that he is targeting his NYC period to earn from the knowledge and skill he's acquiring. Okay, so time now came when he went for his NYC. That's after his graduation and after having passed through series of learning about graphic design. So when he went for his NYC, he started using his knowledge of graphic design for financial purposes. At the initial period, the patronage was very pure. Very, very poor. As no few people were aware of his skills and his ability to do graphic designs. You understand? So people were becoming aware of it of him gradually, and they were getting to know of his skills, and they patronized him more and more. And as I'm speaking to you currently, that's he told me that he does not spend his monthly allowance anymore, but rather the money he gets from his graphic design contracts are enough for him to spend through his needs, while he still maintains his normal lifestyle without cutting down any cost. Okay, this is a simple illustration of how one can buy future in the present. This simple approach my friend used can be applied to anything that one will want to achieve on the face of this earth, be it investment or any kind of thing that one has in his or her mind, just as pre-programmed to earn from making graphic design. Okay, just as that my friend pre-programmed it in his mind that he want to be making money from graphic design, anybody can do that. But the only thing it needs is that follow it with the right steps and right approach by planning ahead and acquiring the basic and necessary knowledge that it takes to be able to make that achievement. Then with time, you will see it gradually coming into existence and coming into happening. Okay, before we move to the last aspect of this webinar, okay, I will want to give you an exercise. Okay, each one that's listening to this message, okay, should use this opportunity to go through the whole of this webinar from the beginning and then reason it out, and then sit down and think of one major thing that he or she wants to achieve. Okay, because you have to start from, what do I want to achieve? The first question now, what are my aspirations as previously stated, and then what are the necessary channels that I need to achieve it. From there, you now think of now buying it from the present time. Okay, if you have already made up your mind like that, then start working on them accordingly. If you have any challenge on this, feel free to relate to me at Achievers Bridge, so we can figure things out and then see how we can be able to help you out to make your dream a reality. Because our dream as Achievers Bridge is to see that everybody reaches the greener pastures of life. Okay, and then in a few weeks time, I will share with us the top 10 skills in demand. That's as of the year 2019 report, so we can have target on what we want to choose in order to add value to ourselves individually. Because your importance and how you gain in this life and the level of your success depends on how important the skill you are having is. Okay, so that's that. And then we are now coming to the last aspect as at this 3 things that we are going to speak about. The concept of no time. That's the third thing we are going to talk about. Okay, this no time has been very, 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 very serious issue that when I was an undergraduate student, I used to hear a lot of students speak about there's no time here and there, there's no time. This word have mastered a lot of people. Okay, this phrase is one of the ideologies that is employed during school days by majority of students, such that most students tend to blind their eyes to other important stuffs that can be be a stronghold, okay, in their nearby future if cultured wisely. Only few students open up their minds to grab other things that comes their way, okay? The truth is that at any time you find yourself, there is always time. And at the same time, there's never excess time anywhere. Not even in the future, as some used to think. As a matter of fact, anything you cannot achieve at the current time, thinking that you will have its time on another day or in the future time, that same thing will be far more difficult for you to achieve than you can at this current time. That's the truth about it. From a wide range of inquiries and search I've made, the respondents, wish they could fly back in time to do more things that they thought they will easily do them in the future, while they were thinking they were too busy before, okay? I personally am guilty of such thoughts of believing I will have more time if I graduate from school. Sincerely, I had more time as a student than now that I am a graduate. Another person may tend to deny the fact that to deny that fact, but if he or she sits down and think of the things that he or she was planning to achieve after graduation, it is then he will know that he had a better chance of achieving those things when he was still a student than now. And even if you are not a student, this thing applies to you, because anything you postponed today will definitely be there waiting for you in the future, waiting for you on as in to be done. So you can't just postpone things and think that you will have enough time to do them. Okay, so now from the point is this: always think of the things, okay? No matter how little they are, just think of the things you need to do at any time t you find yourself, with the anticipation of better target, okay? You will be surprised by the cumulative effect you will get. The truth is that success is not a monofactorial stuff. Success is heavily multifactorial. Look out for any significant success, then you will be able to isolate a lot of factors associated with it, such that each factor as a single entity seem not to count. But in conjunction with the other factors, it heavily counts. I mean, it heavily counts. Some little things that may not count actually counts. Okay? It just needs backup from other factors in place. Always have this at the back of your mind. Your success depends on the quality of time you give things that can buy you future. It also brings into play the future you bought, okay, previously. Because what you are enjoying currently may be the benefit of the things you have been doing before. Okay? So, it also brings into play the future, you bought from your previous actions over the years and the values you have acquired, and will continue to depend on the quality of time you give to those things that count. Because nobody will ever come to you if you don't have anything to give. Lie. Nobody will ever come to you. And if you believe that there is no time, then there won't be time to achieve anything for you in this life. And if you believe there is time, there's going to be time. But the plain truth is that the more you employ the little time, okay, the little time you have on other things that matters, the more value you add to yourself. And the more value you add to yourself, the more relevant you become. And you know what? The more relevant you become, the less you will struggle in this life. Because relevant persons are people's favorite. You know what that means? Just try to be relevant and you will know what I'm saying. You will definitely get to know what I'm saying from experience. Sincerely, I won't hide this to you. I will want you all to know that if you don't have anything to give, or in other words, if you are not relevant, no one has your time. Because people only come to those that feel can add value to them. That's it. Everybody comes to someone that he feels that will add value to him. That's it. So let me not go further, as in these are the three important things I will want us to look at as at these three important things. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for this, and in the subsequent ones we will talk about other important things that will give one guide as at making decisions in life. The truth is that let me end by saying this. The truth is that it's not only students that need to plan their time. It's not only students that need to plan their time. Even though I'm going to talk about a lot of things as such in the subsequent messages. But I will want us to get note of this, to take note of this. Even if you are not a student, even if you have never gone to school in your life, you need to sit down and define what you want to achieve. And then after you define what you want to achieve, then you now look at yourself and then like, okay, how am I going to be able to achieve this now? After you have decided that, then you now say, okay, now let me start working on it. That's, you now buy it presently. Buying it means you investing your time to start achieving it gradually. Then after you have started working on it, then keep on working at any point in time you find yourself, without looking at and believing all these false statements that there's no time. Okay, don't always look at yourself and say there's no time. Always look at yourself and say, let me get up and do this now. Then believe you me, you are going to be very, 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 very amazed at the result you are going to get. Okay, so thank you for following up this, and I'm very sure by the grace of God you will get to benefit from this. Honestly speaking, you're going to benefit from this. And then follow up for the next topics we are going to discuss on, and you will learn more. Our aim, as I've said, as Achievers Preach, is to see that every other person on the face of this earth move into the greener pastures of life. Success of others is what we are looking for. Have a great time. Thank you very much. Good time, everyone.